India is the seventh largest country in the world and second largest country in Asia. It is separated by Himalayas from the rest of the continent. India accounts for about 2.4% of the total area of the world, with an area of 32,087,263 square kilometers. Many of the India states are larger than several countries of the world. India shares 15,200 kilometer long land frontier with Pakistan and Afghanistan in the northwest. India's largest border is with Bangladesh, while the shortest border is with Afghanistan, 106 km. About 6,100 km long coastline of India is washed on three sides of the country by the Indian Ocean and its two arms, namely the Arabian Sea in the west and Bay of Bengal in the east. The total length of the coastline in India, including the islands, is about 7,516.6 km. India and Sri Lanka are separated by narrow and shallow sea called Park Strait. India, along with the countries of Myanmar, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, and Sri Lanka, is called a subcontinent. This region possesses distinct continental characteristics in phys- physiography, climate, natural vegetation, minerals, human resources, etc. Since India is known as subcontinent, India extends from 8 degree for 4 minutes north to 37 degrees 6 minutes north latitudes and 68 degrees 7 minutes east to 97 degree 25 minutes east longitudes. Hence, India is located in the north and east hemisphere. The southernmost of the country is called Pygmalion Point of Indira Point, located in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The southernmost point of mainland is called as Cape Comorin, Kanyakumari. The northern point is India called COL, and the north-south extent of India is 3,214 km, and it extends from Indira Col in Jammu and Kashmir in the north to Kanyakumari in the south. The east-west extension is 2933 km and distances from Rann of Kutch in the Gujarat in the west to Arunachal Pradesh in the east. The Tropic of Cancer, 23 degree 30 minutes north, passes through the middle of the country, dividing it into two halves in northern hemisphere and northern temperate and southern tropical islands. The longitudinal difference between Gujarat in the west and Arunachal Pradesh in the east is about 30 degrees. Since Arunachal Pradesh is towards east, it will have sunrise about 2 hours earlier than the sunrise at Gujarat, which is in the west. In order to avoid these differences, Indian Standard Time is calculated. The local standard time, central meridian of India is the standard time of India. Thus, India's central meridian is 82 degree 30 minutes east longitude. Uh, so India's central meridian is 82 degrees 30 minutes east longitude. It passes through Mirzapur and roughly bisects the country in terms of longitude. The IST is 5:30 hours ahead of Greenwich Meridian time. India central meridian is 82 degree 30 minutes east longitude. It passes through Mirzapur and roughly bisects the country in terms of longitude. The IST is 5:30 hours ahead of the Greenwich Meridian time. India is divided into 20 states, 8 union territories for administrative convenience. Amaravati is the new capital of Andhra Pradesh. According to Andhra Pradesh Reorganization Act, Hyderabad will be the capital for both the states, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, till 2024. The majestic Himalayan peaks in the north and beautiful beaches in the south are the great Indian desert in the west and the breathtaking natural heritage in the east make India geographically vibrant, colorful, and truly incredible country. There is a varied nature of physiographic divisions in India. Though the country has many landforms based on major differences, it is divided into following five physiographic divisions: the northern mountains, northern plains, peninsular plateau, coastal plains, islands. Northern mountains consist of the youngest and the loftiest mountain chains in the world. It was formed only a few million years ago and formed by the folding of the earth crust due to tectonic activity, which stretches for a distance of 2500 km from the Indus Gorge in the west to Brahmaputra Gorge in the east. The width of the northern mountain ranges varies from 500 km in the Kashmir to 200 km in Arunachal Pradesh. The Pamir Knot, popularly known as the roof of the world, is connecting link between the Himalayas and the ranges of Central Asia. From the Pamir, Himalayas extend eastward in the form of an arc shape. Himalaya is derived from Sanskrit. It means the abode of snow. Mm, the northern mountain ranges that function as a great wall is grouped into three divisions: Trans Himalayas, Himalayas, Eastern Himalayas, or Purvanchal Hills. Aravalli Range is one of the oldest mountain range in the world. It lies to the north of the Great Himalayan Range. It lies in Jammu and Kashmir and Tibetan Plateau, as it is aerial extent in more in Tibet is known as Tibetan Himalayas. The Trans Himalayas are about 40 km wide in the eastern and western extremities and about 225 km wide in its central part. They contain the tezis sediments. The rocks of this region contain fossils marine sediments which are underlain by tertiary granite. It's particularly metamorphosed sediments and constitutes the core of the Himalayan axis. The prominent ranges of the Trans-Himalayas are Zanskar, Ladakh, Kailash, Karakoram. The, it is also known as Tibetan Himalayas. Trans-Himalayas also known as Tibetan Himalayas. The Himalayas constitutes the core part of the northern mountains. It is a young fold mountain. It was formed by the movement of Eurasia landmass on the north and Gondwana landmass in the south. The tectonic found between these two landmasses was uplifted by the compression, and the resultant landmass was the Himalayas. It consists of many regions. The main divisions of the Himalayas are the Greater Himalayas, Himadri, Lesser Himalayas, Himachal, the Outer Himalayas, Sivaliks. The Greater Himalayas rise abruptly like wall north of the Lesser Himalayas. The Great Himalayas are about 25 km wide. The average height is about 6,000 meter. The Greater Himalayas receive lesser rainfall as compared to the Lesser Himalayas and the Sivaliks. Physical weathering is less effective over the Greater Himalayas as compared to the other ranges. Almost all the lofty peaks of Himalayas are located in this range. The notable ones are Mount Everest, 8,848 meters, and Kanchenjunga, 8,598 meters. Mount Everest is located in Nepal, and Kanchenjunga is located between Nepal and Sikkim. This range is in the most continuous of all ranges. It is region of permanent snow cover, so it has many glaciers. Gangotri, Yamunotri, and Siachen are some of them. Himalaya is the home of several high peaks. However, it holds the record of having the maximum number of peaks among any mountain range in the world. Out of 14 highest peaks in the world, Himalayas holds 9 peaks. It is the lesser Himalayas or the Himachal is the middle range of Himalayas. Height of this range is between 3700 to 4500 meter. In width varies up to 80 kilometer. The major rocks of this range are slate, limestone, and quartzite. This region is subjected to extensive erosion due to heavy rainfall, deforestation, and urbanization. Pir Panjal, Dauladar, and Mahabharat are the mountain ranges found in this part. Major hill stations of the Himalayas are located in this range. Shimla, Mussoorie, Nainital, Almora, Ranikhet, and Darjeeling are the familiar hill stations. The major passes in the Himalaya are Karakoram Pass in Jammu and Kashmir, Zojila Pass, Shipkila Pass in Himachal Pradesh, Bomdila Pass in Arunachal Pradesh, Nathula Pass and Jalapla Pass in Sikkim. Khyber Pass, which connects the Pakistan and Afghanistan, and Bolan Pass in Pakistan are the important passes of the Indian subcontinent. The outer Himalayas are the Sivaliks. The Sivaliks extend from Jammu and Kashmir to Assam. It is partly made by the debris brought by the Himalayan rivers. The altitude varying between 900 to 1100 meters. Average elevation of this range is 1000 meter. The width of the Siva lakes varies from 10 km in the east to 50 km in the west. It is the most discontinuous range. The longitudinal valleys found between the Siva lakes and the lesser Himalayas are called duns in the west and duars in the east. These are the ideal sites for the development of settlements in this region. Urvachal Hills are the eastern offshoot of the Himalayas. It extends in the northeastern states of India. Most of these hills are located along the border of India and Myanmar, while the others are inside India. Dafla Hills, Abor Hills, Mishmi Hills, Patkaibam Hills, Naga Hills, Manipur Hills, Mizo Hills, Tripura Hills, Mikir Hills, Garo Hills, Kasi, Jaintia Hills are the hills which are collectively known as Purvanchal Hills. Himalayas blocks southwest monsoon winds and causes heavy rainfall to North India. It forms a natural barrier to the subcontinent. It is the source of many perennial rivers like Indus, Ganges, Brahmaputra. The northern mountains are described as the paradise of the tourists due to its natural beauty. Many hill stations and pilgrim centers like Amarnath, Kedarnath, Badrinath, Vaishnav Devi Temple, Buddhist, Jain, and Sikh centers are situated here. It provides raw material for many forest industries. It prevents the cold winds blowing from the Central Asia and protects India from severe cold. Himalayas are renowned for the rich biodiversity. The Great Northern Plains lies to the south of the northern mountains. This plain is one of the most extensive stretches of the aluminium in the world and is deposited by the rivers Indus, Ganga, Brahmaputra and their tributaries. The length of the plain is about 2400 km and the width varies from 240 to 320 km. Its width increases from east to west. It covers an area of over 7 lakh square kilometer. The Great Plains of India is remarkably a homogeneous surface with an imperceptible slope. They are formed mostly by the depositional process of the Himalayan and Vindhyan rivers. These rivers deposit enormous quantity of sediments deposited along the foothills and floodplains. The important characteristics features of sediment deposition in the plains areas are the Barber Plain is made up of gravels and unassorted sediments deposited by the Himalayan rivers. The porosity of this plain is so high that most of the small streams flow over this region disappear. Its width varies from 8 to 15 km. It is wider in the western plains, Jammu division, than in the east, Assam. This plain is not suitable for cultivation. Only big trees with large roots thrive in this region. Tarai tract. It is zone of excessive dampness. thick forest and wildlife. Track lies to the south of Barber Plains. The width of this belt is 15 to 30 km. The Tara is wider in the eastern parts of the Great Plains, especially in Brahmaputra Valley due to heavy rainfall. In many states, the Tarai forests have been cleared for cultivation. Bangar Plains represent the upland alluvial tracts of the Great Plains of India formed by the older alluviums. Bangar land lies above the limits of the rivers. The soil is dark in color, rich in humus content, well drained and useful for agriculture. The new aluminum tracks along the courses of the rivers are known as Kadar or New Alluvium are enriched by fresh deposits of silt every year during the rainy season. The Kadar lands consist of sand, silt, clay, mud. It is a highly fertile soil. The delta triangle fertile land at the mouth of the Ganga and Brahmaputra rivers is called the Sundarban Delta. It is the biggest and fastest growing delta. It is the area of deposition of the rivers this track sluggishy. The delta plain consists mainly of old mud, new mud and marsh. In the delta region the uplands are called chars while the marshy areas are called bills. On the basis of deposition of sediments by various rivers and topographical characteristics, the northern plains of India is divided into four major regions. Rajasthan Plains. It is located to the west of the Aravalli range. It covers an area of about 1,75,000 square kilometer. Rajasthan Plain is formed by the deposition of the river Luni and the long vanished river Saraswati. There are several salt lakes in Rajasthan. The Sambar Salt Lake, Pushkar Lake near Jaipur is the prominent one. The Thar Desert, also known as the Great Indian Desert, is a large arid region in the northwestern part of the Indian subcontinent that covers an area of 2 lakh kilometers square and forms a geographical boundary between India and Pakistan. It is the world's seventh largest desert. The desert lies in the western part of the Aravalli range and covers 2 by 3 of the Rajasthan state. There are two major divisions in the Thar desert. They are known as the actual desert region Marustali and the semi-desert region Bangar. Many different types of sand dunes and salt lakes thence are seen here. Punjab Haryana plains lies to northeast of the Great Indian Desert. This plain is found over an area of about 1.575 lakh square kilometer. The Punjab Haryana plains are formed by the deposition of the rivers Satluj, Beas and Ravi. This plain acts as water divide dome. The two major watershed it divides are the Yamuna Satluj and Ganga Yamuna. Ganga Plains extends from the Yamuna River in the west to Bangladesh in the east. The total area covered by this plain is about 3.75 square kilometer. River Ganga and its tributaries such as Gagra, Ganda, Kosi, Yamuna, Chambal, Betwa, etc. constitute this plain by their sediments and make a great plain in India. It is the largest plain of India. The general slope of the entire plain, upper, middle and lower Ganga plains is towards east and southeast. Brahmaputra Plains is located mainly in the state of Assam. It is the low-level plain located in the eastern part of the Great Plains of India. It is formed by the deposits of the river Brahmaputra. It covers an area of about 56,275 square kilometer. These plains create alluvial fans and marshy tracts. The peninsular plateaus lies to the south of the Great Northern Plains. This is the largest physiographic division of our country. It covers an area of about 16 lakh square kilometer, about half of the total area of the country. It is an old rocky plateau region. The topography consists of a series of plateaus and hill ranges interspersed with river valleys. The Aravalli Hills mark the northwestern boundary of the plateau region. Its northern and northeastern boundaries are marked by Bandalkand Upland, Kaimur and Rajmahal Hills. The Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats mark the western and eastern boundaries respectively. The altitude of a large portion of the plateau is more than 600 meter from mean sea level. The peak of Anaimudi is the highest point in the plateau. Its height is 2695 meter and is located in Anaimale. The general slope of this plateau is towards the east. The Great Plateau is a part of the Gondwana region, very ancient one landmass. Due to the old age, the rivers in this region attain their base level and develop broad and shallow valleys. The river Narmada divides the plateau region of India broadly into two parts. The region lying to the north of the Narmada is known as Central Highlands and the region lying to the south of the Narmada is called as the Deccan Plateau. All the major rivers Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri lying to the south of the Vindhyas flow eastwards and fall into the Bay of Bengal. Narmada and Tapti are the two rivers situated to the south of the Vindhyas flow westward. Their movement towards west is due to the presence of a rift valley in this region. The central highlands extend between the river Narmada and the northern Great Plains. The Aravallis from the west and the northwestern edge of the central highlands. These hills extend from Gujarat through Rajasthan to Delhi in the northwesterly direction for a distance of about 700 km. The height of these hills is about 1500 meter in southwest, while near Delhi the height is hardly 400 meter. Guru Shikhar with 1722 meter is the highest peak of this range. The western part of the central highland is known as the Malwa Plateau. It lies to the southeast of Aravallis and to the north of the Vindhyachal range. The rivers Chambal, Betwa and Ken drain the Malwa Plateau before they join the river Yamuna. The part of the central highlands which extends to the east of Malwa Plateau is known as Bandalkhand and its further extension is known as Bagalkhand. The eastern part of the central highlands which lies to the northeastern part of the Indian plateau is known as Chota Nagpur Plateau. It covers much of Jharkhand, adjacent parts of Odisha, West Bengal, Bihar and Chhattisgarh. This region is very rich in natural mineral resources such as iron ore and coal. The central part of the central highlands which extends to the east of the Malwa Plateau is known as Bandalkhand and its further extension is known as the Bagalkhand. The plateau is the eastern part of the central highlands which lies to the northeastern part of the Indian plateau is known as Chota Nagpur Plateau, which is rich in mineral resources. The Deccan Plateau is marked with triangular shape. It is marked by the line joining Kanyakumari with Rajmahal Hills and this line passes through Eastern Ghats. The second arm is marked by the Satpura Range, Mahadev Hills, Maikal Range and the Rajmahal Hills. The third arm is marked by the Western Ghats. The area of this plateau is about 7 lakh square kilometer and the height ranges from 500 to 1000 meters above sea level. The Western Ghats form the western edge of the peninsular plateau. It runs parallel to the Arabian Sea coast. The northern part of the Western Ghats is called as Sahyadris. The height of the Sahyadris increases from north to south. Anaimudi is a sort of tri-junction of the Anaimale range, the Cardamom Hills and the Palani Hills. Kodaikanal is a beautiful hill situated on the Palani Hills. The Eastern Ghats run from southwest to northeast from the eastern edge of this plateau. This range is also called as Purvadri. The Eastern Ghats, also known as Purvadri. Eastern Ghats joins the Western Ghats of the Nilgiri Hills, bordering Karnataka and Tamil. The Eastern Ghats are not continuous like the Western Ghats. The rivers Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Pennar and Kaveri have dissected this range at many places. The peninsular plateau is flanked by narrow coastal plains of varies width from north to south. They were formed by the depositional action of the rivers and the erosional and depositional actions of the sea waves. The Indian coastal plains are divided into the following two divisions: Western coastal plains, Eastern coastal plains. The western coastal plains lies between the Western Ghats and the Arabian Sea. It extends from the Run of Kutch in the north to Kanyakumari in the south. Its width varies from 10 to 80 km. It is characterized by sandy beaches, coastal sand dunes, mud flats, lagoons, estuary, laterite platforms and residual hills. The northern part of the western coastal plain is known as Konkan Plain, middle part is known as Kanara, southern part is known as Malabar Coast, which is about 550 kilometer long and 20 to 100 kilometer wide. This coast is characterized by sand dunes. Along the coast there are numerous shallow lagoons and backwaters called Kayals and Terries. Vambanad is a famous backwater lake found in this region. Eastern coastal place lies between the Eastern Ghats and the Bay of Bengal, stretches along the states of West Bengal, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. These plains are formed by alluvial fillings of the littoral zone by the east flowing rivers of India. The coastal plain consists of mainly alluvial deposits. The coastal plain has a regular shoreline with well-defined beaches. The coastal plain between Mahanadi and the Krishna River is known as the Northern Circus, and the southern part lies between Krishna and Kaveri rivers is called as Coromandel Coast. Among the backwater lakes of this coast, Lake Chilika is the largest lake in India, located to the southwest of the Mahanadi Delta. The Kolero Lake, which lies between the deltas of Godavari and Krishna, and the Pulicat Lake, which lies in the border of Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, are the well-known lakes in the east coastal plain. India has two groups of islands, namely Andaman and Nicobar and Lakshadweep Islands. The former group consists of 572 islands and are located in Bay of Bengal, and the later one has 77 islands that are located in the Arabian Sea. The islands of Andaman and Nicobar are largely tectonic and volcanic origin. India's only active volcano is found in the Barren Island in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Andaman and Nicobar Islands are located in an elevated portion of the submarine mountains. Since these islands lie close to the equator, the climate remains hot and wet throughout the year and has dense forests. The area of the island group is about 8,249 square kilometers. The entire group of islands is divided into two. They are Andaman in the north and Nicobar in the south. These island groups are of great strategic importance for the country. Port Blair is the administrative capital of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The 10-degree channel separates Andaman and Nicobar group. The southernmost tip, the Indra Point, is a part of Nicobar Island. This Lakshadweep is a small group of coral islands located off the west coast of India. It covers an area of 32 km. Kavarati is its administrative capital. Lakshadweep Islands are separated from the Maldives Islands by the 8th degree channel. The uninhabited pit island of this group has a bird sanctuary. Earlier it had three dimensions, namely Lakadu, Minicoy, and Amindivi. It was renamed as Lakshadweep in 1973. Offshore islands, this is the two group of islands. India has a number of islands along the western coast and eastern coast in the delta region of Ganga and in the Gulf of Myanmar. Many of these islands are inhabited and administered by the adjacent states. The drainage system is an integrated system of tributaries and a trunk system and stream which collects and drains surface water into the sea lake or some other bodies of water. The total area drained by a river and its tributaries is known as a drainage basin. The drainage pattern of an area is the result of the geological structure of the respective areas. The drainage system of India is broadly divided into two groups. They are the Himalayan and the Peninsular rivers. The Indus River is one of the largest rivers of the world. It originates from the northern slope of the Kailash in the Tibet near Parasarovar Lake at an elevation of about 5,150 meter. Its length is about 2,880 km. The river has a total drainage area extending 11,65,500 square kilometer, in which the 21,289 kilometer areas are drained in India. The river flows through the Ladakh and Zaskar ranges and creates deep gorges. The river runs through Jammu and Kashmir, turns south near Chillar, and enters Pakistan. Its major tributaries are Jhelum, Chenab, largest tributary of the Indus, Ravi, Beas, and Sutlej. It enters into the Arabian Sea. The Ganga river system is the largest drainage system of India. It extends over an area of 8,61,404 square kilometer. The Ganga plain is the mostly densely populated area of India, and many towns are developed on the banks of the river. The river Ganga originates as Bhagirathi from the Gangotri Glacier in the Uttarkati district of Uttarakhand state at an elevation of 7,010 km. The length of the river Ganga is about 2,525 km. Its major tributaries from the south are Gomti, Ganda, Koshi, and Gagra, and from south Yamuna, largest tributary of Ganga, Son, Chambal, etc. The river Ganga is known as the river Padma in Bangladesh. The combined river of Ganga and Brahmaputra creates the world's largest delta known as Sundarbans in the Bangladesh before joining the Bay of Bengal. The river Brahmaputra originates from the Chemayungdang glacier of the Kailas range to the east of the Lake Manasarovar in Tibet at an elevation of about 5,150 km. The total area is about 5,80,000 km, but the drainage area found in India is 1,94,413 square km. This river is known as Sangpo purifier in Tibet. The length of this river is about 2,900 km. It enters into India through a gorge in Arunachal Pradesh, namely Dihan. Its many tributaries, Tista, Manas, Barak, Subansiri, are some of them. This river is called as Jamuna in Bangladesh. Vashishta, Manas, Barak, Subansiri are some of the tributaries of the Brahmaputra river system. The river is called Jamuna in Bangladesh after it joins the river Ganga in Bangladesh. It is called as Meghna. The characters of Himalayan rivers are long and wide, perennial, unsuitable for hydropower generation. Middle and lower courses are navigable. Peninsula rivers in South India are called peninsula rivers. There are east flowing rivers and west flowing rivers. East flowing rivers are Mahanadi, which originates in the near Sihava in Raipur district of Chhattisgarh and flows through Odisha. Its length is 851 km. Siyanath, Telan, Sandur, and Dib are its major tributaries. The main stream of Mahanadi gets divided into several distributaries such as Paika, Birupa, Chitartala, Jenguti, and Nun. All these tributaries form the delta of Mahanadi, which is one of the largest deltas in India. Mahanadi empties its water in the Bay of Bengal. Godavari is the longest river among the peninsular rivers. It is also called Vruddha Ganga. It originates in Nasik district of Maharashtra, a portion of Western Ghats. It flows through the states of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh before joining the Bay of Bengal. Purna, Penganga, Pranita, Indravati, Tal and Salami are its major tributaries. The river near Rajamundry gets divided into two channels called Vasistha and Gautami and forms one of the largest deltas in India. Kolleru, a freshwater lake, is located in the deltaic region of the Godavari. The Krishna originates from a spring at a place called Bangabaleshwar in the western Ghats of Maharashtra for 1400 km. Its length area of 2.58 square km. Its tributaries are Bhima, Bedavangu, Kusi, Musi, Koina, Tungabhadra are the major tributaries. It also flows through Andhra Pradesh and joins Bay of Bengal at Hamasala Devi. Kaveri originates at Talakaveri, Kudavu hills of Karnataka. Its length is 805 km. The river Kaveri is called Dakshin Ganga or Ganga of South. In Karnataka, the river bifurcates twice, forming islands of Srirangapura, Patnam, and Sivasamudram. While entering the Tamil Nadu, the Kaveri continues through a series of twisted and wild gorges until it reaches the Oganakal Falls and flows through a straight, narrow gorge at Salem. The Kaveri breaks at Srirangam Island with two channels, Kolerun and Kaveri. At last, it empties in the Bay of Bengal. Next flowing rivers are Narmada rises in Amarkantak Flat in Madhya Pradesh at an elevation of about 1057 km and flows for a distance of about 1312 km. It covers an area of 98,796 square km and forms 27 km long east array before outfalling into the Arabian Sea through the Gulf of Cambay. It is the largest among the west flowing rivers of peninsula. Its Narmada's principal tributaries are Bonhar, Halon, Heron, Banjar, Dudhi, Shakkar, Tava, Barna, and Kolar. Tapti is one of the major rivers of peninsular India with a length of about 724 km. It covers an area of 65,145 square km. Tapti rises near Multai Tank in the Betul district in Madhya Pradesh at an elevation of about 752 km. It is one of the only three rivers in peninsular India that run from east to west, the others being Narmada and Mahi. The major tributaries are Vaki, Tapti are Vaki, Gomai, Arunavedya, Aner, Neso, Burai, Panjra, and Bori. It outfalls into the Arabian Sea through the Gulf of Cambay. South Indian rivers are originated from Western Ghats, short and narrow, non-perennial in nature, suitable for hydropower generation, not useful for navigation. Latitudinally, India lies between 8 degree 4 north and 37 degree north latitudes. The Tropic of Cancer divides the country into two equal halves. The area located to the south of the Tropic of Cancer experiences high temperature and so severe cold season throughout the year, whereas the areas to the north of this parallel enjoy subtropical climate. When the altitude increases, the temperature decreases. Temperature decreases at the rate of 6.5 degrees Celsius for every 1000 meters of ascent. It is called normal lapse rate. Um, Monsoon is derived from the word monsoon, which means season. Originally, the word monsoon was derived basically used by Arab navigators several centuries ago to describe a seasonal reversal of winds along the shores of the Indian Ocean, especially over the Arabian Sea. It blows from the southwest to northeast during summer and from the northeast to the southwest during winter. The meteorologists have developed a number of concepts from the origin of monsoons. According to the dynamic concept, monsoon wind originates due to the seasonal migration of planetary winds and pressure belts following the position of the sun. During summer solstice, the sun's rays fall vertically over the Tropic of Cancer. Therefore, all the pressure, wind, and wind belts of the globe shift northwards. Weather Weather refers to the state of atmosphere at a place at a given time. Climate is the accumulation of daily and seasonal weather events at a given location for a period of 30 to 35 years. Intertropical convergence zone also moves through northward, and a major part of Indian landmass comes across the influence of southeast trade winds. While crossing equator, this wind gets deflected and takes the direction of southeast and becomes southwest monsoon. During the winter season, the pressure and winds belts shift southward, thereby establishing the northeast monsoon trade winds of this region. Such systematic change in the direction of seasonal planetary winds is known as monsoon. Winter season, during this winters, meteorologists recognize the four distinct seasons in India: winter season January to February, summer season March to May, southwest season or rainy season June to September, northeast monsoon season October to November. Winter season, during this period, the vertical rays of the sun falls over the Tropic of Capricorn, which is far away from India. Hence, India receives the slanting rays, which results in low temperature. The cold weather season is characterized by clear skies, fine weather. During the season, high pressure develops over North India, and the northwesterly winds blows through down the Indus and the Ganges valleys. In South India, the general direction of wind from east to west. The rain during this season generally occurs over the western Himalayas, Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Western disturbances and associated trough in westerlies are main rain bearing system in the northern part of the country. The jet stream plays a dominant role in bringing disturbances to India. Western disturbances cause rainfall in Punjab, Haryana and Himachal Pradesh, and snowfall in the hills of Jammu and Kashmir. This rainfall is very useful for the cultivation of winter wheat. During the season, the vertical rays of the sun falls over the peninsular India. Hence, there is a tremendous increase in the temperature from south to north. It is practically hot and dry in the entire country in the initial part of the season. Weather over the land areas of the country is influenced by thunderstorms associated with rain and sometimes with hail, mostly in the middle and later part. Um, Central Indian landmass becomes hot with daytime maximum temperature about 40 degrees Celsius at many locations. Because of the atmospheric pressure conditions, the winds blow from southwest to northeast in the Bay of Arabian Sea and the Bengal. They bring pre-monsoon showers to the west coast during the month of May. These are pure thunder showers are called monsoon showers, which helps in quick ripening of mangoes along the coast of Kerala and Karnataka. Nor'westers or Kalbaisakis are the local storms with thunder that blow from northwestern part and rain lasting for short durations. It occurs over the eastern and the northeastern parts of the Bihar, West Bengal and Assam during April and May. They approach the stations from the northwesterly direction. The southwest monsoon is the most significant feature of the Indian climate. The onset of the southwest monsoon takes place normally over the southern tip of the country by the first week of June, advances along the Konkan coast in early June and covers the whole country by 15th July. The monsoon is influenced by global phenomenon like El Nino. Prior to the onset of the southwest monsoon, the temperature in North India reaches up to 46 degrees Celsius. The sudden approach of the monsoon wind over South India with lightning and thunder is termed as the break or burst of monsoon. The monsoon wind strikes against the southern tip of the Indian landmass and gets divided into two branches. One branch starts from Arabian Sea and the other from the Bay of Bengal. The Arabian Sea branch of southwest monsoon gives heavy rainfall to the west coast of India. It is located in the windward side on the western Ghats. The other part, which advances towards north, is obstructed by Himalayan mountains that results in heavy rainfall in north. As Aravalli mountain is located parallel to the wind direction, Rajasthan and western part do not get much rainfall from this branch. The Bay of Bengal branch moves towards the northeast India and Myanmar. This wind is trapped by a chain of mountains, namely Garo, Khasi, and Jaintia, and mostly responsible for the heaviest rainfall caused at Masinram, located in Meghalaya. Later on, this wind travels onwards west, which results in decrease in rainfall from the east to west overall. About 75% of the rainfall is received from this monsoon. The southwest monsoon begins to retreat from North India by the end of September due to the southwest shifting pressure belts. The southwest monsoon wind returns from Indian landmass and blows towards the Bay of Bengal. The Coriolis force deflects this wind and makes it blow from northeast. Hence, it is known as northeast monsoon or post-monsoon season. This season is associated with the establishment of the northeasterly wind over the Indian subcontinent. Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and South Interior Karnataka receive good amount of rainfall, accounting for 35% of the annual total. Many parts of Tamil Nadu and some parts of Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka receive rainfall during this season due to the storms forming in the Bay of Bengal. Large-scale losses to life and property occur due to heavy rainfall, strong winds, and storm surge in the coastal regions. The daytime temperatures start falling rapidly all over the country. The average annual rainfall of India is 118 centimeter. However, spatial distribution of rainfall in the country is highly uneven. The western coast, Assam, South Meghalaya, Tripura, Nagaland, and Arunachal Pradesh are the heavy rainfall areas which get more than 200 centimeter rainfall. The whole of Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana, western and southern parts of Uttar Pradesh, western Madhya Pradesh, the entire Deccan Plateau region east of the western Ghats, except for a narrow strip along Tamil Nadu coast, receive a low rainfall of less than 100 centimeter. The rest of the areas receive rainfall ranging between 100 and 200 centimeter. Natural vegetation refers to a plant community unaffected by man either directly or indirectly. Natural vegetation includes all life forms such as trees, bushes, herbs, all plant life forms such as trees, bushes, herbs, and forbs, etc. that naturally in the area. Climate, soil, and landform characteristics are important environmental controls of natural vegetation. On the basis of above factors, the natural vegetation is divided into the following types. Tropical evergreen forests. These forests are found in the areas with 200 centimeter or more annual rainfall. The annual temperature is about 22 degrees Celsius, and the average annual humidity exceeds 70% in this region. Western Ghats in Maharashtra, Karnataka, Kerala, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Assam, West Bengal, Nagaland, Tripura, Mizoram, Manipur and Meghalaya states have this type of forest. The most important trees are rubber, mahogany, ebony, rosewood, coconut, bamboo, cinchona, candice palm, ironwood, and cedar. These have not been fully exploited due to lack of transport facilities. The tropical deciduous forests are found in the areas with 100 to 200 centimeter annual rainfall. These are called monsoon forests. The mean annual temperature of this region is about 27 degrees Celsius, and the average annual relative humidity is 60 to 70%. The trees of this forest drop their leaves during the spring and early summer. Sub-Himalayan region from Punjab to Assam, Great Plains, Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, Central India, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, South India, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala states are notable for this type of natural vegetation, which is a tropical deciduous forest. Teak and sal are the most important trees in the tropical deciduous forest. Sandalwood, rosewood, kusum, mahua, palas, haldu, amla, padak, bamboo, and tendu are the other trees of economic importance. These forests also provide fragrant oil, varnish, sandal oil, and perfumes. Tropical dry forests are found in 50 to 100 centimeter annual rainfall areas. They present a transitional type of forest. These are found in eastern Rajasthan, Haryana, Punjab, western Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, eastern Maharashtra, Telangana, west Karnataka, and east Tamil Nadu. The most important species are mahua, banyan, amaltas, palas, haldu, kikar. bamboo, bubble, khair, etc. Desert, desert and semi-desert vegetation, also called tropical thorn forests, are found in areas having annual rainfall of less than 50 centimeters. They have low humidity and high temperature. These forests are found in northwest India, which includes West Rajasthan, southwest Haryana, North Gujarat, northwest Punjab. They are also found in the very dry parts of Deccan Plateau in Karnataka, Maharashtra, and Andhra Pradesh. Bubble kikar and wild plants are the common trees found here. The mountain forests are classified based on the altitude and amount of rainfall. They are found on the slopes of the mountains in northeast states. These forests are found in altitude of 1200 to 1400 meters. All oak, laurel, amura, chestnut, cinnamon are the main trees found here. Oak, birch, silver, fir, pine, spruce, and juniper are the major trees found at the altitude of 2400 to 3600 meters. The rainfall of this region is moderate. These forests are found in Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, and Uttarakhand. Up to 900-meter altitude, semi-desert vegetation is found, and it is known for bushes and small trees in latitude from 900 to 1800. Chir is the most common tree. From 1800 to 3000 meter is covered with semi-temperate coniferous forests. Alpine forest occurs along the Himalayas with above 2400 meter altitude. They are purely having coniferous trees: oak, silver, fir, pine, spruce, pine, and juniper are the main trees of the alpine forest. The eastern parts of Himalayas has large extent of these forests. Mangrove forests occur in areas such as delta or swamp forest. The delta of the Ganga Brahmaputra is the largest tidal forest. They are also known as Sundarbans forest. The deltas of Mahanadi, Godavari, and Krishna rivers are also known for tidal forests. The term wildlife includes animals of any habitat in nature. Wild animals are non-domesticated animals and include both vertebrates, fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals, and invertebrates, bees, butterflies, moths, etc. India has a rich and diversified wildlife. The Indian fauna consists of about 81,251 species of animals out of the world's total of about 1.5 million species. Our country is home to tigers, lions, leopards, snow leopards, pythons, wolves, foxes, bears, crocodiles, rhinoceros, camels, wild dogs, monkeys, snakes, antelope species, deer species, varieties of bison, and the mighty Asian elephant. Hunting, poaching, deforestation, and other anthropogenic interferences in the natural habitats have caused extinction of some species. Indian Board for Wildlife was constituted in 1952 such as means of protection, conservation and management of wildlife to the government. The Government of India enacted Wildlife Protection Act in 1972 with the object of effectively fighting the wildlife of the country to control poaching, smuggling and illegal trade. There are the country's rich and diverse wildlife, a network of 102 national parks and about 515 wildlife sanctuaries across the country have been created. Biosphere reserves are protected areas of land coastal environments. The Indian country has established 18 biosphere reserves in India which protect large areas of natural habitat, which often include new national parks with buffer zones that are open to economic users. Project Tiger was launched in April 1973 with the aim to conserve tiger population in specifically constituted tiger reserves of India. 11 of the 18 biosphere reserves are Gulf of Mannar, Nanda Devi, Nilgiris, Nokrek, Panchmargi, Simplipal, Sundarbans, Agastya Malay, Great Nicobar, Kanchenjunga, and Amarkantak of India fall under the list of the Man and Biosphere Program of UNESCO.